No way. So when a big yellow school bus stops in the road, all the traffic around it has to just stop. That can't be right, surely. Surely, like, on the other side of the road, the traffic still flows, right? Hello there, and welcome to the channel. I'm Kai, and today we're going to take a look at a video where a Brit has moved to the US. I think she's been there 3 years, and it's her story about moving, pros, cons, etc. So, without further ado, let's jump in.
The only thing I regret about moving to America, seriously, is not doing it sooner. And I already have the fear of when we have to leave to go back to England. So if you're considering moving to America, I want to share everything I've learned and experienced since being here, from social security numbers, driving, food, work, the places we've been able to go, because you can literally just drive everywhere. No need to be paying over the top for flights.
You'll probably notice that often, like, I react to Brits that are in America or have been to America or visiting America, like Brits. You know, it's kind of a bit weird with Brits watching Brits, but the general reason is because, like, their mindset is very similar to mine, so I can sort of put myself in their perspective and kind of understand when they're trying things, like how it would taste, if that makes sense, or how it would look, or how it would, you know, just everything. It just kind of, it's easier for me to put myself in their shoes because I kind of understand where they've come from, I suppose, the land of the bland.
To get to some incredible locations, and I want to really tell my story. I've made a few videos here, but not really spoke about this huge thing I've done with my family. And I've made a point about making this channel more personal. There is a big truck going past me, but I am in the park with my husband and my daughter. But hi, I'm Emma, and me, my husband and our daughter said goodbye to England and all of our friends and family to explore America as a family for 3 years. And I have wanted to live in America since I was a kid. I was lucky.
Only 3 years though?
Enough to visit New York and Virginia when I was serving in the Navy. But it doesn't compare at all to living here. It is such a different way of life. And this really is a dream come true. I'll tell you why we did it first, which actually ties into how we did it. So with my husband still serving in the Navy, we just didn't see each other. We lived in a town with no family. We were just there for the convenience of the base being there. My daughter was going to nursery there, and for her first year of life, she hardly saw her dad.
It's kind of similar to me and Alice, how, like, you know, with me working quite far away, well, not that far away by your standards, but by our standards. And then obviously getting home as the daughter was going to bed, waking up before she's gone, you know, like, it just, we had to switch things up, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. So interesting.
He was deployed when she was 2 weeks old, and this just kept happening. Then he got based further south, so we only saw him on weekends. And you know when something just has to give, when you know this just can't go on? Well, that's what happened. We basically just had a long conversation and came to the conclusion that if he could get a military exchange job in America, we would see each other every single day and actually be a family. So that's what we did. That's why we have an expiration date of 3 years. But I am manifesting, I am willing and wishing that there is some way that we can stay, because it is incredible. The places we have been able to visit and see are just on another level. I don't know if that's because I just take England for granted, but living here, we are honestly just happier and healthier versions of ourselves. So one of the most amazing trips we did was Salem. We went around Halloween time, we dressed our daughter up as Maleficent, and it was incredible. It was such an experience. But for actual...
That looks awesome. Moving on to Halloween, actually, because Halloween's coming up now. What, we're 22nd of October, so it's only a few days away. Well, a few days, a week or so. But, like, so over here, Halloween really isn't a thing, to be honest. Like, you might, when you walk down the street, you might see some pumpkins outside on Halloween. And that means that they're willing or accepting of trick-or-treaters. But other than that, it's very rare you see houses like proper decorated and things like that. So, for example, at Christmas, maybe it's because at Christmas it's a longer period, so people kind of make more effort because it's more worthwhile. But with Halloween, I guess maybe because it's a day, over here people just don't make much effort at all. But I see all these videos and snips and clips and I don't know where I was going with that, clips, and like, you guys just go crazy for it. And also, I noticed that I've seen before that, like, even your parents, so like if you're going out with the kids and you're like trick-or-treating with your kids, the parent actually dresses up as well. Like, is that a thing? Is it quite widespread? It just looks so much fun over in America.
Halloween, we were at home, we live in Pennsylvania, and we went trick-or-treating, and oh my God, it really is like how it looks on TV. Everybody goes to so much effort decorating their houses, dressing up, making it a real experience. And we didn't knock on any doors. People would just be outside their houses with bowls of candy.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was just an amazing
you're literally just outside already.
Experience. My daughter loved it, and it's well organized. So where we live, each town would have a certain night for trick-or-treating, so people know when to expect people and know what night to sit outside. It was really...
That's awesome.
Really amazing. It is just like it is on the telly. Everywhere we travel to is far, but we just make it into a road trip with lots of cool stops in, and we get to go to so many places because you can just drive everywhere, and fuel is a hell of a lot cheaper out here, like significantly cheaper.
Okay, if I don't know how old is it. It's not that old. It's only 5 months. This video. How expensive is your diesel? Because like here, I think it's £1.45p a litre. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm curious how you guys compare. Like, is it much cheaper? Does it vary considerably from state to state? Let us know in the comments. I'm curious about that one.
It's the first thing we notice. So because we are already living in America, going on holidays here is so much cheaper and makes getting around to see these amazing places possible. We've done New York, New Orleans. That was incredible. We went for Mardi Gras. It was amazing. The entire vibe of the place is like nothing I have ever...
Wait, hold on. That guy looked like he had a pair of underwear on his head.
It was amazing. The entire vibe of the place.
This guy, he's got a pair of like Y-fronts on his head or something.
Is like nothing I have ever experienced. Niagara Falls, Charleston.
Oh, that looks cool.
I'm obsessed with the Vampire Diaries, so we visited the town where that was set. That was a little town in Georgia called Covington.
Actually, I must admit, like just looking at America and thinking about it, like it's just so nostalgic. Like seeing, it's almost like you're walking, for us guys, we're just walking on a movie set. Like we've seen that in a movie somewhere along the lines, you know, like at some point. Like it's crazy, actually.
And right now we are in Orlando to take our daughter to Disney World for her birthday.
Oh, lovely.
And we would never have been able to afford flights from England to Orlando, along with a couple of days at Disney World. When you're here, getting to visit these places becomes possible. Living here, utilities are significantly cheaper. It just feels like a better way of life. You're not just going to work and coming home and repeating it every single day. And we actually have seasons. I know that isn't a guarantee everywhere, but where we live, we have real seasons here. Things differ state to state out here, so I can only really talk about what I know to be true for where I am. So social security numbers, you cannot do anything without one, so it's the first thing you want to do. No loans, you can't work, get credit cards, which by the way, I have noticed that out here you get more rewards with credit cards, like cashback offers. We have had at least a couple of $100s back, so if you do ever move out, shop around for a credit card, the offers are just on another level. Driving, now again, it might differ state to state, but I have to do a local driving test, which actually does make sense because it isn't just driving on the opposite side of the road. The lanes are so different out here, and it's heavy on stop signs. So school buses, you know, the big yellow ones that you always see on TV, when they stop, no matter what side of the road it's on, you also have to stop. So when a school bus stops, all traffic stops. You cannot...
No way. So when a big yellow school bus stops in the road, all the traffic around it has to just stop. That can't be right, surely. Surely, like, on the other side of the road, the traffic still flows, right? Doesn't make sense. I mean, I can understand it from, like, a kid's safety perspective, but that's still crazy.
Past that bus. Now, food. It is so easy to gain weight out here. The food is amazing, and the portions are very generous. I love it. But after a few months of being here, we did realize that we had to cut down on how much we were eating. You really have no need to order sides or extras. The main meals are huge. There are so many diners and nice restaurants like Red Lobster. That is an incredible place to eat. Now, tipping. You do have to tip. It's probably, for me, the biggest cultural difference.
We won't go into tipping. Not in this video.
Tip as much in England, or if you have a spare $5 in your pocket, you leave that if the service was good. But out here, the staff working in food establishments are generally on such a low wage. The tip is kind of factored into their wage. It's expected that you leave a good tip, so 15 to 20%, and it is expected. I would say tipping is a little bit out of control. It isn't just your restaurants and your diners where tips are expected. I don't want to keep you too long, but I had a seriously awkward moment at a nail salon before we came here, so I'll probably do another video on tipping because it really is on another level. I knew about tipping in food establishments before moving here, but I had no idea that it was expected everywhere. But now with work, I'm an esthetician, so depending on what state you live in, there's certain things you can and can't do.
She's a what?
So in England, I'm qualified to microneedle, dermaplane, and do deeper chemical peels, so the biorepeal.
Okay,
I'm not legally allowed to do that in the state that I live in because I'm not a medical professional, which is frustrating. I think if you work under a medical professional, you can do it, but again, state dependent. But I would say tipping and my personal work situation are the only slightly negative things, but not enough to make me not want to be here and to stay here. Everything else that is so much better makes it a million times worth it. So I can't really think of anything else right now. I just spontaneously wanted to pop on whilst I was in the park. But if you have any questions, please let me know below. If you're fed up of life in England and you want to move to America, I would love to hear about it. I know my circumstances for moving are probably different to a lot of people, but I just strongly believe life in America is so much better. Quality of life is better. So I don't want to take too much time, so I will do a tipping video next time. And thank you for being here. I am looking forward to sharing this journey with you and hearing about yours.
Well, that was quite nice. Very informative. Not quite what I expected, actually. So I think tipping is always going to be interesting for us Brits because just a cultural difference. And I think we just have to come to terms with whatever we do, we got to put 20% on top of it. And it is what it is, right? She's certainly selling it, isn't she? She's very pro-America. And honestly, every time I've been there, I've absolutely loved America. So, you know, so far, so good. I'm sure at some point I don't know if I'd ever be able to convince Alice to make the jump over there, to be honest. But we definitely want to visit. There's loads of places we want to see. You just have everything there. At some part in America, there's something that's different from another. And yeah, the diversity and it's ginormous, right? You have everything, but food looks awesome too. But yeah, no, what a nice video. The way she sort of presents it as a Brit, you know, like she sort of understands. Yeah, you get the gist. So I think it'd be interesting to see what more she's got. So yeah, if you made this far, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. For now, bye.